What's going on, everybody? This is Mattdoesfitness, and if you get cold, go and stand in a corner. They're usually about 90 degrees. Hello and welcome to Bulking and Bodybuilding episode 2. Apologies, there was no episode last week. That's because Brian was here and we were hanging out pretty intimately. Okay, so it is the end of the week and it's been a pretty good week, all things considered. Now, before I talk about anything, let's do a live weigh-in. Now, I am in the everyone's favourite place, my bathroom, and let's have a look what my weight is currently looking like. So, I'm going to turn the scales on with my foot. Hope you appreciate that dexterity required for that task, and here we go. And there you have it, 98.6 kilograms. Right, I'm going to do a live conversion for you, so 98.6 times 2.204. So that's 217 pounds, which makes me a bit of a fatty. That is it's probably the heaviest I've been in the morning, maybe ever. So I'm pretty pleased. I mean, obviously I had a week I had like 4 days in Portugal, which is really, really hot. Now I find when you go away to hot places, obviously because of the fact you're sweating and stuff, you tend to lose a lot of water weight. Plus, I didn't train for 2 of the days that I was out there, so things obviously I haven't been in my kind of regular routine. Obviously it's hard as well when you're away, it's hard to eat all the time because it's hot, so you don't really feel so hungry and you're kind of busy doing stuff. So all things considered, I'm pretty pleased with that. You know, things are progressing nicely. I don't want to go berserk and just turn into a big fatty. I want to kind of build the weight on, you know, kind of really gradually. To be honest, I'm pretty surprised because I do find it hard to gain weight. I eat a lot of food, so you know, I need to eat a ridiculous amount to put on any weight. So to do that, that is what, like a kilo of weight gain since the last time I did this, so like 2 weeks ago. So that's what, 2.2 pounds. That's pretty solid. If I can continue to do that for a few weeks, leading up to my next comp in 3 weeks and then the British Champs in October, I will definitely be at least over 100 kilos, which will make me more competitive, and obviously at that point I can then look towards possibly cutting from that point on. Anyway, I digress. In terms of training this week, it's been good. I haven't done as much bodybuilding as I ordinarily would because I didn't do too much in Portugal, but I did get in a really, really solid session early in the week, which I'll show you in a minute, and I ate some pretty awesome food. While I was in Portugal, I ate, yeah, all kinds of good stuff. Just go and watch my holidays of eating from there for the last couple of days because there's some incredible food. But for now, I'm just going to show you a bit of bodybuilding and a bit of food which I ate before I went away. So without further ado, sit back, relax, recline and enjoy. And here we go. So like I said, this is a bodybuilding session I did from early in the week. I think it was on the Monday and it was immediately after my squat. So I'm pretty pleased I got it done because after squats, particularly Monday session, I'm normally absolutely fried, but I wanted to get some good work in, so I did it. So this is a back and bicep session, and it was pretty freaking good. So what you're seeing here is some fairly wide grip lat pull downs. I'm a big fan of this machine because the other kind of pull downs in my gym, although they're really good and you can use them unilaterally, they are fairly narrow grip. So here you can get a nice wide grip, and I always feel loads and loads of lat engagement here. I did 4 sets of 10 down to about 8 reps, with the 4th set being a drop set where I put the weight pretty low down just to get some reps in. I think I got about 14 on that last set. Here, now, this is what I'm talking about. So this is the other lat pull down. I really, really like it, but it is fairly narrow. However, the way it's kind of set up, the angle it gives you, I feel like I can really, really engage my lats, particularly at the bottom of the movement. So I do really like it. I do it quite a lot. You can go from kind of an overhand to an underhand grip, so it's really nice in that respect, and I'm just a big fan. Here, again, I did 4 sets. It was a slightly higher rep range. I think I was working up towards kind of 12 reps, with the last set being a drop set where I got about 14 or 15 reps, but they felt good. And again, at this point, my lats were absolutely hammered. Here, I'm doing some flat seated rows. This is probably my favorite back machine in the gym. I just really, really like doing it. I always feel like I kind of feel it across my back. I feel it in my lats. I feel it in my rear delts. even feel it in my traps. I'm just a big fan. You can see there all kinds of engagement going on across my back. I think I did 5 sets here, so the first 4 were kind of genuine sets, and the last set I just put the weight right down and just got loads of maybe even kind of 17 or 18 reps in there, with the first 4 sets being kind of in the 10 to 12 rep range. So that was my back. Then moving on to biceps. I like to mix that up with these. I think it's really important you don't do the same exercises all the time with your biceps. So here I'm doing some preacher curls with the easy bar, the W bar, whatever you want to call it. I've recently started doing it without the collars on because, so thanks for a little tip from Brian actually, I find that it kind of encourages you to keep better form. Sometimes I'm a little bit uneven, so obviously here you can't do that, because if you do, the weights are going to fall off and you can look like a bit of an idiot. Here I did 4 sets, the first 3 in the kind of quite low, maybe the 6 to 8 rep range, went slightly heavy, and then the last set I put the weight right down and just got in maybe 12 or 13 reps, and it felt pretty good. And then I finished my bicep portion of the session and the session as a whole with some cable arm curls, which I really like for biceps, purely because the entire range is resisted and it gives you the option to go narrow, wide or medium grip. I did 5 sets here, the last 2 sets being drop sets. All of the sets were kind of in the 10 to 14 rep range, so whereas the last exercise, the preacher curls, were quite heavy, here it was pretty light. I was just trying to get a really good pump, and it felt pretty awesome, to be fair, for all kinds of bicep engagement, isolation, whatever you want to call it. And that, my friends, was my bodybuilding. So, you dirty perverts, here is some food for you to enjoy. Back from the gym, and it's dinner time, and I'm perilously walking backwards because I like to live on the edge, kind of like Mel Gibson. A lot of people call me Matt Gibson. That's because I am still technically married to Mel Gibson, but I kind of pretend that it's because that I remind them of Mel Gibson because I'm so crazy and risky like Mad Max. Anyway, here is my dinner, and I think you will agree, unless you are an idiot, it looks incredibly good. That was a terrible. I'm trying to do that kind of really really saucy food music. Yeah, sausage lasagna, which is kind of like a trademark in our household. Says made it, and it looks pretty good. It's just layers. I mean, if you haven't seen this, go and look at my bodybuilding meals playlist. It's in there. How to make it is literally layers of sausage meat with kind of passata, and then obviously lasagna sheets, pasta sheets. And it's really really good. So I'm going to eat that. Going back to Mel Gibson and Mad Max, I want to see that film. I reckon it's going to be really good. Like, initially I thought it was going to be rubbish and kind of cringy, but then I heard a review on it, and apparently it's just like intense, super action packed. So definitely going to try and see that at some point. Anyway, I'm going to eat this now. So